Hi, today we're going to do a geography lesson on the continent of Asia. So get your geography book out and you're going to turn to pages 16 and 17. And have the pages out together so that we can work on it going back and forth because we're going to do some labeling of the map. Okay, so 16 and 17 on the continent of Asia. Have you found Asia yet on the map? It's the big yellow continent. Asia is actually the largest continent in the world. And it has a couple of countries in it that have the most people in the world too, and the most land. So the country of China is in Asia, and it has the most people in the world living there, the highest population. And then there's Russia, which is up here, part of the Asia continent and part of the European continent. And Russia is the biggest country. Now, China has the most people, but Russia is the biggest. Now, remember, we're not talking about countries today as much as we are talking about continents. And so today, the continent of Asia is our big idea. Like I said, it's the largest continent, but there's many places to live in Asia besides Russia and China, but those are the biggest countries. India is also a really big country in in Asia. See, even Mrs. Coppola got it confused. This triangular point right there, that's India. That's also a very big country with many, many people living there. All right, so when you get your paperwork out, we're going to start at the top, the star. Then I read through the letters, which I put in bubbles, and then we'll do the activities that include looking at the map. Okay, so I'm going to keep mine folded right now while I talk to you. At the star, I'm going to read and you read along with me. Asia is the largest continent. There are many countries in Asia. Now I'm at bubble A, and if you want to, you could circle them like Mrs. Coppola did. I'm at bubble A. China, India, and Japan are three countries in Asia. Now Japan is actually an island off the coast of Asia. So see all these little yellow pieces? They're considered part of the Asian continent, but they're islands, and there's many of them, but Japan is one of them. You've probably heard of Japan before. In the book Yoko that I read you, Yoko's from Japan, and they eat a lot of sushi there. So China, India, and Japan are three countries in Asia. Now I'm on bubble B. The Arctic, the Indian, and the Pacific Oceans border Asia. Let's find them. The Arctic, so that's up here. The Indian, and it's down here. And the Pacific Ocean over here. They all border, and that means they touch Asia. Remember, Earth is a planet, so when you look at the planet on a globe, you're going to see that the Pacific Ocean is on two different places because it wraps around. So we're looking at the world as a map right now, not a globe. So the Pacific Ocean is there, but it's also there. Okay, now I'm on bubble C. Asia has frozen plains and evergreen forests in the north, so that's up high. Asia also has cold deserts and hot deserts, and rainforests are in the south. The south is lower, so the rainforests are here, and the cold places are in the north because north is up and cold. South, as you head south, it gets warmer, but then it gets really cold again at the bottom. You're learning about that. And remember, your compass rose helps you with those directions. So there's lots of different temperatures and weather in Asia. Now I'm on bubble D. The highest mountains in the world are in southern Asia, and these are called the Himalayas. So you would go to the southern part of Asia, and you can look at that on your map, page 17 right now. The southern part, the lower part, is where the highest mountains in the world are, and they're called the Himalayas. Can you say the Himalayas? All right, now I'm going to use the map and do some activities. So in the bubble with the arrows, I give my directions. Use the map of Asia on the other page and follow the directions. Okay. Number 1, write Himalayas to the left of the mountains. Now, I gave you a hint where to put that. Well, there's also a map key showing you where mountains are, but I put an H there. And to spell Himalayas, you have to use page 16. So you find the word Himalayas in number 1, and then you write it on the map where I have the H pointing to the mountains. Okay, Himalayas. And I'll go ahead and spell it out loud for you. Now make sure you use an uppercase H. Ready? I had to move something off the screen. Himalayas. And I'm going to move something off of the screen again. Excuse me. So Himalayas are labeled on the map. There's an H there, and it's pointing to those mountains, the highest mountains in the world. Okay, now I'm on number 2. Write India on the line that points to the land shaped like a triangle that sticks out into the Indian Ocean. There's the Indian Ocean, there's the triangle, but you find it on your map. And you're going to write India on that line. And I gave an uppercase I. Remember, those uppercase letters are important because continent names and country names and ocean names are proper nouns, and they need the right lettering. So you're going to put India right there. And one of the students in our class has family in India and from India, and that's Ethan. So Ethan's family is from India. Okay, now I'm on number 3. Write Japan on the line that points to a group of islands. I'm going to look at that map again and hold it up. And I wrote a J for the beginning of the word Japan. And Japan is an island off the coast of the main continent, Asia. Japan goes right there. Okay. Now I'm on number 4. Write China on the line that is left. That means the only line left that you haven't written anything. Not the left side of the map, but the only line that you have left. You write China. And China is a country in Asia with the most people living there, the highest population. Okay, so I'm going to write my words now, and I'll hold it up and show you, and then you can check your work. And you didn't have to write those uppercase letters because Mrs. Coppola had done it for you. But when you write it by yourself, remember, these are proper nouns. Okay, now here's what your map should look like with your map labels. You can also color it if you want to. All right, thanks for learning about Asia with me. One more thing before we go. And this wasn't part of our paperwork, but I wanted to talk about some really cool animals that are only found in Asia. Now, you can capture them and bring them to a zoo, but they're naturally found in Asia. Do you recognize this one? That's right, the panda. The panda. The panda bear is actually kind of fun to draw. And then here's another animal that's found in Asia. It's also found in Africa. But I want to tell you something about the elephant. So I'm going to fold it so you can see me and the picture. So there's elephants in 2 places in the world, Africa and Asia. Now they're both elephants, but there's something different about each one. The Asian elephant has smaller ears than the African elephant. And then I have a fact about the elephant's fingers that will be interesting to Cyrus. Cyrus, remember how you told me that the African elephant, well, you said an elephant has fingers at the end of its trunk, and you were right, that's one of its adaptation. Well, the Asian elephant only has 1 finger, so that makes it different than the African elephant. So this is the Asian elephant. It has ears, but they're smaller than the African one. Big ears, but they're smaller than the African elephant, and it only has 1 finger at the end of its trunk. Yeah, so, and the African elephant is actually bigger, a little bit bigger, although they're very big land animals, whether they're Asian or African. So I thought that was something cool to learn about the animals of Asia. I also have how to draw a panda. So if you want to, you can hold this up and practice drawing a panda when you're done with your pages. You could even draw a panda on the map if you wanted to. Let me see if you have room. I already closed my page. Yeah, ooh, look. You could draw a panda right there in that big empty space. So I'll hold this up and you can pause it. Or you could even ask Mrs. Coppola to take a picture of it and send it to you. I love to draw. So this would be fun for me. If you don't want to draw, you don't have to though. But here is how to draw a panda. All right, see you later.